Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Matthew Stafford. Stay hot, fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Over there are usually long format videos. I'm really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room. So all sorts of nuanced, detailed depth about not only the quarterback position, but high-level offensive and defensive football. If you are interested, hop over there, join, become a member, support the channel. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get into it. Matthew Stafford, the Rams rolling. Right here, a little drive out, slot out to Cup up top. Beautiful anticipation. World-class base, pinpoint laser accuracy from Matthew Stafford outside the numbers, driving the ball down the field. Dude is just locked in for the most part. Really nice job again. Beautiful touch. Feathered that thing in there. Love the precision, the arm talent, always been off the charts. So watch this little short motion. Now, they were on fire with the motion. So just this short little motion, and then we're going to run a play that damn near everyone in the league runs. Here's the out element of it. Here's the drive element of it. We're going to get a little chip into the basic. So just drive out. And again, the thing to pay attention to is Stafford. He's got such great arm talent. I mean, he's just got such a crazy strong arm and so consistent with his stroke. And he plays a little bit off the back foot more than most guys, but he's got unbelievable torque. Just his ability to create force in a small, condensed window. Right here, he doesn't have to, but he just consistently does. It's just like a beautiful golf swing. It just is, whoom. And again, the anticipation of it, he goes to throw it right there. You can see Cup up top, not out of the break yet on the out. And the ball is right on his face. Outstanding job. Just, this is, NFL quarterbacking at a really high level because the stroke is so consistent, the arm talent so consistent. That's not a rifle. Like there's a little bit of touch on that. That's like a beautiful kind of 7-iron right where you want. Next one here, 3rd and 8. Now this might ruffle some Ram feathers, but for me here, the Rams get real lucky. Okay, to me, this is a throwaway from Matthew Stafford. He's throwing this check down away. Now, the referee, for me, not only is this uncatchable, this is a throwaway. Like the running back does a good job of like trying to react and go get this throw, but Matthew Stafford doesn't know that he's going to turn up like a scramble drill. I think Dennis Allen had more than a valid complaint here. And this is one of those ones, this ends up being a 4-point play. They end up getting a touchdown. So he goes to break out. Again, you can see the check down here. He's breaking out right here. Matthew Stafford's already throwing it. Like this is essentially a throwaway. He's throwing it way up here. Now it's either a throwaway or the running back doesn't run the right route and he's supposed to run like a little wheel. But you can see here, he sees the ball, he reacts, and then we get a flag. So to me, this is a throwaway that gets called for a pass interference, which is pretty damn rare. It's like seeing a unicorn. On 3rd down in the red zone? I mean, Matthew Stafford does not miss throws like this. He's not trying to throw this check down contested late out here and throw the ball way up here. This is a throwaway. It's just a terrible call. And the Rams really get fortunate. Now, does it win him the game? No. But it gets him an extra 4 points because they go on to score a touchdown. So I'll let this thing play out. And I mean, again, Matthew Stafford, great base, playing off that back foot, no heel click, being decisive, but that's a throwaway for me. And I mean, really, really unlucky. The one thing I will say that I've never really thought about before, and I don't necessarily know if he does it consciously here, but the throwaway, sometimes guys will throw it like in the front row. This is like just far enough away where it's safe. It's not going to get picked, but you also could get this. It might become a thing. Next one here, 3rd and 2. This was one of a few misses that were really off the fingertips between Stafford and Cup down here in the tight red area. 3rd and 2, to me, this is a version of sprint right option. We're trying to get the rub, trying to get the flat. I think this is one of the harder versions to the open edge. But this is one of those throws where I definitely don't think it's an easy throw. It's not an easy catch either. What I would like to see here is the number 1. And I know 15 has a really nice night. Good for him. But right here, this is what makes the play for me. So as technically he has a corner. Okay, but it's not just that. You're trying to set a rub or a pick on the guy who has the flat. So as we're trying to get into the flat here. Well, you don't want to necessarily run and just try to take this guy out. In a perfect world, what you'd want to do is you'd want to take your guy who's guarding you, especially in bump, and control him, basically knock the shit out of him into the other guy. So you want to be, I would just say, I would want a little bit more violence here to like go through this cat, through the middle of this cat, and try to knock him into that. So we get just a little bit better of a rub. Because yeah, could they hook this up? Yes. But could that rub be a little bit better and make life easier for the flat and the throw? Yes. So see how he widens immediately? So that first step, first of all, he takes his left foot. I'm talking about 15. Takes his left foot and false steps. So just left foot false step right there. Not for me. Next, he widens. As opposed to just going through that guy's outside shoulder or chest and trying to knock him in to 27. And again, could we make that throw? Yes. Could he catch that ball? Maybe. It's off the fingertips. He's stretching out. Not the biggest cat in the world. All of the above, especially to an open edge. Tough. I just feel like that little rub, that little nuanced detail slightly missing. And again, there were a few instances where 9 and 10 were not on the same page in the red area. So if you're looking for one thing to take away from this game, that's it. As far as improvement for this team, this unit between 9 and 10, just a little bit more fine tuning, being on the same page more consistently in these tight red zone windows. But right here, great job finding 17. Again, I think the thing that jumps off for me as I watch a little bit more and more of Nacua is he's a strong dude. He's a big, strong guy. He's got a lot of the similar characteristics to Cup as far as feel, but he feels like a little bit like a larger size of him. And so right here, he just goes in there, gets his feet in the end zone, turns around, put it on him. Almost like a tight end-ish, but got a great feel for the zone, kind of splits the defenders. Obviously, he and Stafford are on the same page right here. That ball's coming out. Again, talk a lot about Matt Stafford's back foot. All his cleats in the ground, ripping that thing, consistent stroke, and has the ability to kind of go crazy arm angles. We'll see later. But right here, this thing just comes out quickly. Comes out on time, decisive, on the body, on the break, touchdown. Next one here. It's a very nice, well-designed dagger concept to 17. So they're going to start in wide bunch, shift to 2x2, motion back to 1x3 nub condensed, and run dagger to 17 versus Tampa 2. So huge void in the middle of the field. Awesome design. Legitimate world-class design. Again, on display, shift, motion, little play action. Watch that Mike run with Cup. Great protection. That's wide open. I mean, that is a thing of beauty. Awesome. So to start here, you can see them in wide bunch. Now, the thing to pay attention to, or the thing to not get lost, so you're going to probably see a lot of shift and motion numbers for these guys. So what does that mean for me? Whoa, what knowledge are you taking from these shifts and motions? Are we just doing it to do it? Are we doing it so the play caller can show off? Well, right here, the easy way to think about it is they've got 3 eligibles. They only have 2 defenders. So guess what? What they're not playing. Okay, they're not playing man coverage. Okay, you're welcome. So then we're going to go by from this wide bunch. We're then going to shift to 2x2. So there are 2 eligibles, and we're going to be 2 eligibles like this. Then we're going to motion to 1x3. So just think of the stress that puts on a defense, right? You go from bunch, nub to 2x2, back to nub, condensed 1x3. Well, defense says double middle fingers to that, bro. We're going to play Tampa 2. Oh yeah, you're going to play Tampa 2? Great. Now I know that your Mike is going to run out of there. I know your half field safety is going to be out of there, and we're going to rip a clear through there with one of the best receivers in the league. And then the guy who's coming into his own, 17 is going to be wide open on the dagger. So it's world-class design. I mean, this is the absolute tip of the spear. Shift. motion. Watch Tampa. Again, go to school with the motion. Nobody moves. Nobody moves. It's zone, zone, zone. Look at the mic run out of there. I mean, no one around him for 5 yards. That's awesome. Good for you. Great design, nice execution. Again, 17 and 10 are dudes. 9 is spinning it. Okay, the offensive line's playing better. Look at the interior. Look at the kind of shelf Matthew Stafford has to step up on. Nobody around him. Again, great, consistent rotational stroke and force. Big time. Next one here, 3rd and 2. To me, this is a PRO, pass run option. Stafford's going to hook up his boy up 10 on a little kind of reverse fade or corner. To me here, the ball's just a little bit out of reach. Again, hits him in the fingertips. Would love to see them catch it just a little bit too far. Again, more evidence that these guys are just not quite on the same page, especially on these condensed red zone opportunities. But for me here, if you watch the line of scrimmage, this is a run play. This is kind of an Aaron Rodgers special. So, would you love to hand it off? Probably love to hand it off if you knew you were going to throw an incompletion, right, Captain? Thanks for that. So again, downhill, you can see all these guys coming off to block. We're going to try to get a combo up. Thing to pay attention to just for this game, because I don't think it's necessarily a trend across the league. You just don't see a lot of what I'm going to call middle field closed or a post safety down here in the tight red area. And the reason you don't see it is because he really doesn't do anything. It's hard to make a play on the run because you're so deep. You don't see a lot of posts thrown. Now, you've got the capacity to be kind of like a freelance guy and just go wherever the eyes are. But right here, we're just going to come out here, and whether you want to call this a corner or whatever, the ball's just a little bit thrown too far. Now, the thing about these red zone things, the precision that I would say is just a little off, is we don't know what their landmark is. So let's just pretend their landmark is the back pylon. Well, if the landmark is the back pylon, you want the wide receiver to kind of set it to the back pylon and then the quarterback to kind of carve you down so that you can kind of protect that thing down. What I always thought the hardest part was when the wide receiver would come out, and if the landmark was the back pylon, he comes out and now he's running halfway deep in the end zone. Well, now my window to throw that thing is a little bit tighter. So only these guys know what that landmark is. Again, they're not on the same page. Again, it's pretty cool that Stafford has the capacity to go out here and just kind of rip it on 3rd and 2. You're a hero if you hit it. The offensive line and the run unit's probably pretty pissed at you for not handing it off right there for a touchdown. Right off the fingertips, though, right? Like, my thing about Stafford, even on these misses to 10, they're right off the fingertips. These are not big misses. Again, the run unit here, you can see the center, right guard, double team up to the Mike linebacker. And you're probably going to run that thing right into the left A gap, going downhill. Whoop. But I mean, the miss quality is just barely off the fingertips. And again, maybe you'd love to see him make that catch. I certainly would. But man, that is close. Next one here, 3rd and 4. There were a few plays here as this game continued to go on where Matthew Stafford became Matthew Stafford, the creator, the playmaker, outside of structure. Right here, I think he's always been a guy who's had unbelievable arm angles. He's one of the kind of front runners in what I would say the last decade of these guys being so creative with their arm angles, throwing back across your body. Maybe not the most dynamic guy outside the pocket with his feet, but the arm angles thing has always been in his bag. And right here, this is a beautiful job on 3rd down. No. You got to go navigate the edge, flip your hips, drop it down, put it right on him. A thing of beauty. Added the defensive angle here just for the appreciation of this arm angle. Look at him get outside, drop it down. Ooh! It's a hell of a catch too, because that's a tight contested. I mean, you can see 29. He's grabbing the shoulder of 15, grabbing him all over him. It's a perfect throw. Really cool play. Great 3rd down conversion. Again, just appreciating I thought the decision making was really clean. There were never really contested, kind of turnover worthy-ish throws in this game. It felt like Matthew Stafford was always in control. Even when there's nowhere to go with the ball, he's able to extend, create, make good decisions, give his guys chances to make plays. And again, I think it's one of those things that gets kind of glossed over because he's so good. It does it so often with the no looks, the arm angles, that this is 3rd and 4. He's moving. He's doing something that I think he doesn't do or doesn't get quite enough credit for, being able to extend a little bit when he's healthy. It looks like he's moving around really well, but this arm angle on 3rd and 4, again, just the vision, right? Like he's not even looking for him right there. He hasn't seen him yet. No, search in the middle of the field, drop it down, navigate 31, don't get hit, sidearm submarine, put it right on him. Nice catch, first down. Hell yes. Now this next one here, this is what I would consider like a heat check throw. Now, again, I know I've said it before in Matthew Stafford videos. These throws are awesome when they work. This throw is awesome. His ability, the audacity to even throw this ball is wild to me. And it is not lost. The arm talent, the strength, the core, the ability to torque. That is awesome. Now, all I'm going to say is that these throws don't always work. Okay, that's it. Okay, so appreciate it when it does. To me here, this is a corner and a flat. This is where he's working first down here to the flat, in my opinion. It's going to be paired with what I'm used to calling shallow cross. So here's the shallow cross. Here's the deep hook. You know, this shallow cross can settle up in zone outside the tackle box. Keep running versus man. It looks like he goes 1 to the flat, 2 to either the shallow or the deep hook, 2 in here to the shallow cross concept, then back out here 3 late. Now, I'm just going to tell you, in my opinion, this is not a safe or necessarily a smart throw. But for Matthew Stafford, he makes it work. He really does. I mean, this is a pretty crazy, wild ability to even think about throwing this. So watch this thing to the bottom. Flat. No. Shallow. No. Yes, corner. What? Say what? Just watch his head. Flat. Right there. No. Goes back to work the shallow or the deep hook. Not there. No. Back out to the corner. Look when he makes that throw. He can't get through the throw. Again, great kind of ability to generate force from that back hip, back foot. And the throw is good enough. I mean, the throw is crazy, but it's damn near intercepted, right? He doesn't push it to the sideline probably as much as he would like. So just watch the process here. 1, no. 2, no. 3, yes. And again, I know I said there weren't necessarily turnover-worthy throws in this game. That's pretty close. It's pretty close. Again, just, you know, whether you want to say it's just Matthew being Matthew or living on the edge, when it works, it's great. It's great right here. Another example here, 3rd and 3 of he and Cooper Kupp not being on the same page. Kupp's going in motion. He's going to be the new number 1 down here to the bunch. I'm going to guess this is a choice route from 10, and they're just not quite on the same page. Whether Matthew Stafford there thinks he's going to keep running, which I'm not sure why he would, or he just misses them. It's one of those things where, you know, I think Matthew Stafford's playing at such a high level on the vast majority of these throws that it just feels weird that he and 10 can't hook these things up that have been essentially handoffs in the past. So it doesn't really matter what the 2 and the 3 are doing here. They're glorified clears. We're going to allow Cooper Kupp to come out here and make this choice or option route. So he comes up, and it looks like he just decides to settle between 2 defenders. I think it's the right call, 3rd and 3. And it looks like Matthew Stafford anticipates him almost like running in like a post. I think it's going to be a tight contested throw. They're just not on the same page. And it's one of those things where it's not the first time this game. It happens multiple times. You know, is he hurt? Can he not reach out and grab it? Okay, all those things. But again, I would anticipate Matthew Stafford putting that thing right on him. They're just not quite on the same page at the very top of that thing. Just harder than it has been. And again, it's not the end of the world, but it is worth noticing the pattern in this game for how well they spun it, threw it, moved the ball. They're still not quite on the same page, 9 and 10. Next one here, another example of Matthew Stafford, the playmaker, getting outside the pocket, making a good decision here. Nothing's there. Got to go. Outside the pocket, eyes downfield, arm talent, off platform. You know, not necessarily what I would consider like picture perfect scramble rules out there from 15, but good enough. So no. Got to go. Keep playing. Eyes down the field. Little half mailbox drift. They get a big chunk out of it. Pretty sweet. So to me, when I'm talking about scramble rules, every team's going to be a little bit different on how they teach these things. But universally here, if you're the guy to the side that the quarterback is going to, it really depends on where you're at. So if you're in the flat area, teams will often tell you to take 2 hard steps up the field, turn your back to the quarterback, and come back. If you're deep, oftentimes teams will say, well, just go. Well, if you're in this kind of like limbo world, it's a little bit harder to know, like, do you want to just move with the quarterback? Do you want to, are there specific things you want to go? What I don't think you want to do here is kind of step up and then okey doke and drift and, hope that a really good quarterback is just going to put it on you on the sideline. So again, it works here, but just as far as kind of like a clinic understanding of how scramble rules work up top, that's not it. He creates separation, but it's more on the DB just losing him than necessarily them being on the same page, because you wouldn't want to just kind of like take a step up and then pedal out of that thing. Now, Matthew Stafford puts it exactly where you want, right up on his face. It's an outstanding throw. In my opinion, this is much more a really nice play for Matthew Stafford than it is a great example or execution of scramble rules. He gets out there. I mean, that is just Matthew Stafford, when he spins it, man, it is very like Jugs machinish. It just comes off of his hands so smooth, so consistent, tight, right where you want. Hell yeah. Next one here, 2nd and 3 from the 4, right before the end of the first half. We're going to hit the number 2 up top on kind of a back line, high back 5 slant or short post. And we already talked in this video about why you don't see a lot of middle field closed or post safety. You can see Honey Badger in the middle. He's essentially in no man's land. Matthew looks to the right, throws this thing. It's a perfect example of a high back 5 throw. And we'll appreciate it the next time we watch it from the back. But watch the middle field safety. He's essentially in no man's land. Like, yes, you have 10 and 17 and the tight end down here. So you would think, oh, we definitely, this is probably where you want to go as far as just dudes, 10, tight end, 17. Like, good chance that this is where they want to go to. But we're going to come up here and kind of win on this kind of either slant or short post. Talk a lot on this channel about high back 5 in the red zone. So the back 5 of the end zone, you put that thing high where only your guy can get it, good things happen. But again, this post safety is just no man's land for me. He's not helping down here. He's not helping on the post or the slant. So that's just, you don't see it very often. So when Stafford comes out here and looks this way and pulls him this way, he's never going to come back and make a play or help on that backside kind of post area. So really nice job. This is a hell of a throw for Matthew Stafford. This is a straight up on a string. Again, the base, I probably don't talk about it enough. The base is outstanding. No heel click, no wasted movement, super efficient. Again, we've talked about the stroke of it. From the back here, you can really see the high back 5 element of this. So watch his eyes to the right. No, snap back, high back 5. Okay, let it wash over you. So snap, look to the right. Now watch Honey Badger. He goes, whoop. You can see his eyes go to the left for the Honey Badger. Looking to the right. He moves to the right. Now you come back, all his cleats in the ground, and the throw is a high back 5. Dot. His guy or nobody. This is an absolute dime. My goodness. Touchdown. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you. So if you enjoy the way that I talk and teach ball, you will love those courses. Get over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available. Check out those linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, one of my favorite calls of every game, the first call of the third quarter. We're going to get 17 doing a beautiful, quick little double move up top. Kind of like a yeah, got him. It probably is as much of a clear as a shot. Now, the throw is certainly good enough, not exactly where he probably want it. I don't think he necessarily runs out of club. Just think it comes up a little short. But this is a beautifully designed play because you've got this shot element. And again, he takes a big shot as he throws it. It's a hell of a catch coming back. And again, the dude is strong. Helmet on sideways, looking out the ear hole. So for me here, what this play is where the ball ends up going, coming up, and it's really a clear, but he kind of stutters. And so you've got this double move opportunity. You've got the inside clear from the number 2 running the post, and then you've got Cup coming out of this thing on either the corner or the 7 stop coming out this way. So you've got all these deep shot opportunities. But really, the ball's probably designed to go as much to anybody to Cup here. But this quick little double move allows this thing to be a shot down the field. It does the corner dirty. So watch 17 right there. Just that little kind of like, it's not even a real double move. It's just kind of like a hezzy. Like, da-dang, got him. And then again, Stafford throws this thing, takes a big shot. I really like watching the right guard play. Pass pro, not quite as strong as his run blocking. But that's a big shot opportunity right out the gate. I just love the aggressiveness. Reward the aggressiveness. Give your guy a shot, 17. Making plays down the field, holding on to it long enough. And just that right guard pass pro. Yo. Matthew trusts it, gives his guy a chance. And again, loved the ability to come back here because he doesn't have a huge window, right? Like normally I talk about the red line on NFL practice fields where you're trying to kind of keep that space. So you want to run these verticals to keep that space for the quarterback to drop this thing in. Well, right here, he's obviously not running down the red line. He's running down the side hash. So he's got to carve this thing back and go make the play. Again, just great awareness, kind of ability to fight for the ball. Go get it, make a play. Hell yeah. Next one here, probably one of, if not the only, probably substantial miss in this game. We're going to miss 17 up top, the number 2. We'll call this a corner. It's probably not just a straight up corner, but he's so strong at the top of this route to kind of stay through and just kind of push off one. And then Stafford just skymails this thing. It's one of those throws where you're almost shocked that he misses it by this much. Probably the only significant miss of the game. Now, yeah, he's got somebody in his lap a little bit. You could have some better pass pro from the running back. But it's one of those things where it sure looks like he checks to this. So as he checks to this, he's really trying to allow this guy to fight through the top of this route. So as we get through this, there's nothing about this route says that it's going to be there. He's right on him, right on him. He just kind of says, get off me. And as he comes back out of it, he's just so wide open. Yeah, you've got someone in your lap here at the top of your drop. Sure, we'd love to have better pass pro, but it's one of those throws where you just got to throw a little bit more air, a little bit more forgiving. Yes, you're never going to make every throw, but he's been so hot that you're kind of shocked that he doesn't. The other thing I would say here is this sure looks like it's supposed to be a 7-step drop out under center. Now, you probably know how I feel about that. Not for me. But it looks like Matthew gets a little scared at the top. Okay? A little scared. Watch the drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's kind of like just that little panic at the top. You can see how even it is. Even. And then right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Going backwards. Right? He probably sees that linebacker running free in the A gap and just doesn't trust his back. Okay? Easier said than done. I get it. It's super easy for me to trust. With a clicker in the library, candlestick, right there, just a miss. That was a Clue reference, if you're wondering. Again, just watch the top of the drop compared to any other drop we've seen in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Off the back foot, skymail. Next one here, 3rd and 10. This is just the perfect call. This to me it's like pseudo zeros, meaning that it's really quarters, but they're bringing pressure. So they just don't have enough people. Now, they still don't block it correctly, but they can't tackle on the back end. Honey Badger misses the tackle. They get to a 3-by-1, but they don't really adjust defensively. They've got a perfect call, perimeter tunnel screen versus 0. A lot of people are going to like that call. But you can see here, as they motion, so go to school on the motion, and nobody runs with him. So as he comes across here, if this was true 0, you would expect this guy to like bump over. Like we've got to have some 0 opportunities because we're blitzing the nickel off the edge. So they're going to end up having 3 eligibles down here and only 2 defenders. Because this guy disappears, he's blitzing. So when we have these 3 players over here coming across, they don't even block it correctly. They both block the corner. Nobody gets on the safety. We're still able to kind of sort through this thing and get a first down from 3rd and 10. So again, this hot quarters thing, I feel like it's popping up more and more across the league. A lot of space on the perimeter. catch him with a perimeter screen. Again, not blocking it correctly at the bottom. 2 guys on the corner. Cup makes 32 miss. First down. It's a beautiful call. This is a great call. But I just want to make sure, we're keeping it 100 here when we talk about all the play calling, the design, the guys on the perimeter. This guy's on the perimeter getting the first down. The play calling getting the first down. Next one here, 3rd and 2, again from the 3, tight red zone. Again, Stafford and Cup not on the same page. This time he's fortunate that he's able to kind of half pull it down because this easily could be an interception. You can see he and Cup just are not on the same page. So whether it's on 10 to stop or whether it's on 9 to let him kind of work, you can see here, it's there. Matthew goes to throw that thing right there. You can see Cup right on the end. I mean, if he just settles up right here, boop, and Stafford throws this thing away from the near defender. So here's the near defender. You throw this thing 100 miles an hour right there, it's a touchdown. But you can also see that Cup comes in here and and then goes. And so as he goes, Stafford tries to pull it back, meaning like not throw it, and the ball just comes out. So, again, this is what, the 3rd or 4th time we've shown on meaningful down and distance. They haven't been on the same page. Just that little hezzy. You can't be doing that, dog. We can't have the wide receiver kind of go, fool the quarterback on 3rd down in the red zone. Again, I just love the base, man. Just look at the efficiency. Boom. And again, you can see kind of the body language of Cup as he comes across. He's the number 1 up top. Comes across, settles, and then kind of keeps going. That to me is okie doke in the quarterback. Now, whose responsibility is it to choose what to do down there? Matthew has to make him right. So right here, he kind of protects him. Tough one. Next one here, I put this one on here just because I feel like this play has become more and more popular the last month of the season. And it's just that fake fly sweep motion, but that guy ends up being the flat route runner on all these nakeds and keepers in these West Coast shanty offenses. So I don't think 17 probably does the correct thing here. He's probably got to be in the corner to make this thing a little bit more spaced out. You can see the 2 receivers up top. They're going to run the same route. Again, that's not what you're going to see very often in the NFL. But the thing that's become more and more popular is we're faking this like fly sweep. And then whether you debo and you walk it, or you actually do what most guys in the league do and run hard, okay? You're welcome for that. It basically takes the flat element of the naked keeper world. So in the naked keeper world, we talk all the time about someone in the flat, someone in the over, someone deep down the field. Well, right here, I would guess that 17 is supposed to go to the corner. We've got the over coming across, and then you've got Cup doing the fake motion, ending up in the flat. Now, the reason I like it is because it actually happens faster than the flat. So the motion kind of gets you a head start, and then you're wider. So it feels like the spacing is better from the flat to the over to the deep, as opposed to sometimes I feel like when you run this naked with the flat on kind of the sneak or slide flat, they're kind of in the same lane. So when the quarterback gets out here on these naked things, they can kind of be in the same lane as far as covered up by the same guys. So I feel like the stretch is a little bit better with this play. And again, you're seeing it more and more across the league. There's the fake. There's that wide. Again, 17 and the tight end definitely not supposed to be doing the exact same route. I shouldn't say definitely. Most likely not. Be pretty silly if they were. You can see them talking to each other like, hey, dog, you got the corner, homie. Regardless, completion, stretching the defense, horizontal stretch. Just a new evolution to these nakeds and keepers we've seen these guys do forever. Nice, easy completion. Next one, another dot from Matthew Stafford to Nacua up top, 17, running the deep out. Nice quarters beater. I'm going to think you got anything you want outside the numbers. Easier said than done. This is an absolute seed. Okay, this is a dot, and I don't mean the stat, although that is nice too. Absolute on the money, second and forever to be able to go out there and rip this thing. So for me here, this route, just the thing I love about it is he really steps on the corner's toes. He doesn't allow this corner to dictate what he does at the top. Get onto him and then out of it. Again, guess what? It's all over the film, right? Like the dude's been playing with anticipation forever. I feel like we actually don't celebrate it, or at least I don't celebrate it enough. Beautiful job right here. Pause it at the top. He's throwing it right there. You can see Nacua up top on the 4, not out of that thing yet. Pinpoint accuracy. Boop. first down. I mean, this to me is like a video game throw where you're kind of play, you know, not that I'm a idiot, but like, and if you like video games, do you, okay? I don't really give a shit. But right here, this is one of those throws on video games where you're like, that's not a real throw. Well, Matthew Stafford's making it real right here. That's an absolute dot right up on the face, outside the numbers, deep out. Hell yes. Next one here, 3rd and 1. It's a little bit of an old school play. It's usually to the tight end. Right here, they're running it to 17 at the bottom. A lot of people will call, earmuffs me here, the oh shit screen. It's really not a screen. It's kind of like a fake block. Run the over, run the shallow. You wouldn't think that it would be there versus man coverage, but just a little bit undisciplined where you lose your guy. Just that little step. So watch the corner on the right, 0. He's going to take that one step up, right? There, got him. It's over. So watch 17 come down like he's blocking, and then go. But that step from 0, right there, it's over. We got you. Look at the separation. Nice throw. You know, kind of a hitch in his giddy up there, or else you probably think he probably scores. Just a beautiful design play. And again, the motion or shift helps here, right? So we make this thing muddy. So start 10 right here. Shift him over. What that does is it hides the split of 17. So 17 is going to come down, put his hands on, and then run away. Once he puts his hands on, this DB is going to trigger, come downhill. Then when he goes to run, we've got separation and just run away. Again, 9 with great touch, nice accuracy. Love the aggressiveness here on 3rd and 1. Probably going to go for it on 4th down, I would imagine, if you don't get it. Just a beautiful job. That's, again, world-class design. Hiding the split, a little trickeration, a little O-sheet. Whoop, got him. Again, just nice, easy touch. Matthew Stafford making that look easy. Not an easy throw. Big play. Last one here, just another example of Nacua being strong at the top of his routes. He's the number 2 up top on the bunch, the point in the bunch, just fighting through hands, collision, creating space. Just a guy you can tell Matthew trusts to win at the top. And again, that's a lot of hand fighting there for a wide receiver. He is a strong dude on the film. That's the thing that kind of jumps off for me that I just didn't know anything about him before watching the last few weeks. I just love his ability to kind of be strong through contact. So as he's getting up here, this is a tough look, right? You got bump. You're on the kind of point on the bunch. You're going to come out here like you're going to run a corner, fight through the top of this thing, get off me at the top, and then come back out of this thing. Again, it's just the ability to trust that he's going to win and create separation through that kind of hand fighting, the physicalness that he plays. Get off me. And the trust from 9 to be able to allow him to do those types of things. It's just a really nice compliment. Man, these dudes have got some weapons on the perimeter with 17 and 10. And you can right on him. And again, really nice job. It looks like Stafford here goes right to left. No. Boom. Trust, trust, trust. Oh, he wins. Put it on him. Big chunk. Another winner. Let's go. So that is a wrap. Matthew Stafford continuing to absolutely sling it. I mean, even the vast majority of the misses were just barely off the fingertip misses. Now, was it perfect? No. Could you see some maybe communication not being quite on the same page with Kupp? Absolutely. But man, what they're able to do running the rock, what 17 brings to the table just as far as his strength, how he's able to play and complement this offense with the precision and the playmaking ability, because Matthew Stafford extended some plays there. He was the difference maker on many of those big time throws. And so just really fun to see this offense, this organization kind of refind itself and see what they are evolving to offensively. Fun to watch. We'll see what it looks like moving forward, but I certainly want to see more. I will see you next time. Have a good one.